the physical world, you have a home address where people reach you, you have an office address, right? So now there we have a virtual world which is growing faster, and you don't have to be a multi-billionaire millionaire to create your online address or buy a site on the internet. So your website is your online office address, right? So your website, which I don't prefer calling website because I don't like, for me, the way websites are, I feel they're simply static website. Unidirectional information. Unless the website is built with certain things in place, certain aspects in place, it is simply a waste website. Okay. So if you call it like an online office. Okay. So you must have a online office address. So your website can be your office address. Your YouTube channel can be your office address. Your Facebook page can be your office address. Your Facebook groups can be your office address, online office address. Your podcast can be your online office address. Your blogs can be your online office address, right? Where people reach you and then you connect with your email ID or phone number and get their phone numbers or email IDs. So it's important to build your list, it is called. Okay. So the intent of, see how when you go to an office, there is an entry register. Whoever is entering the office, is it open to all? No. So there is a visitor entry point, right? So when somebody is visiting your office in the real world, there is an entry point, or your home, there is a security gate, right? So it is a mandatory process for people to give their phone number and purpose of visit, right? So same thing in the online world. When you are having an online office address, it is very important for people to give their contact details if they have visited your online office in whatever address that I just mentioned. But people don't do that, right? Because you haven't asked. You have simply said contact us on the website, and you expect them to go there among so much of competition that they will go to contact us form and fill their details. That's not happening, right? So it is very important that you give them something on your various online office addresses, which is your YouTube video or whatever. You give them something so that in return they give you their contact details as someone who is interested in your offering. So it is possible that, let's take website only as an example. Okay. Okay. So first of all, nobody is going to land up on your website just like that. You will have to promote it. You will have to market it, or you will have to, if you meet people, you are in a business community, or you're part of some place. When you meet people and you give your business card, but they suppose they come to your website. So in a year, in a month, assume 1,000 people have visited your website, right? Because we are right now, I'm assuming that you're not doing any marketing promotions or Facebook campaigns or boosting your post or boosting your videos. Okay, we simply post and we expect people to come to us. So that's not working, that's not happening. All right. So what you need to do is, when, say, in a month, when 1,000 people have come to your website, at least some 10% people should be interested in your offering. So at least 100 leads you should be able to generate automatically. How will you generate those leads? You will generate those leads by giving them something on your whatever platform that you have used to build your online presence. Okay. So now there are important components of your web presence. Now let's take website as an example. There are 6 important components that you need to have on your website. First and foremost, it is a catchy headline. A catchy headline. Okay, because the attention span of people is very less. Now, it's not just your website. Your YouTube video description has to have a catchy headline. Catchy, compelling, high converting headline. your when you start speaking on the video, you need to have a catchy headline. When you are writing a blog, your opening statement has to be a catchy headline and a catchy question. Your website has to have a catchy headline, the first two lines, because the attention span of people is less. In 0 to 8 seconds, they decide whether they will be spending their time on your website or they are gone forever. So, catchy headline. And what makes a catchy headline? I have created a PDF for all of you. I'm going to share that PDF with you. What makes a catchy headline? It's some examples of catchy headline. Okay, a lot of examples, and you can use that as a template. Would you be interested to have that? Would you be interested to have a catchy headline template? Yes. All right. Great. So, 6 components of a high converting website, not the agenda of today's session. We will cover that some other time. Today's agenda is basically creating credible online presence. So I've given you enough inputs on what it takes to have a solid office online office address. Okay. Now, if you simply have if you are having giving an address, do you in the real world, do you give the address of a empty space where nobody is living, nothing is happening, it is just a dhacha, okay, skeleton of a building? Do you give that place address for people to visit you, or where the place where people visit you is fully furnished, there is a mechanism to entertain them, you have a kitchen, functional kitchen, you have furniture, you have some artifacts to have a good and nice feel, right? You have the necessary setup, right? So when your online office also should have the necessary setup, right? Furnished, right? So so in the online world, your website, your web presence should also be furnished, fully furnished, right? You must have the mechanism to entertain and welcome your guests. How you offer water when, or tea, coffee, or something to your guest. In the online world, your visitors are your guest. So you must offer them something. And what you offer them free are called lead magnets. Lead magnets. Okay. So give before getting. So when you give them lead magnets in the form of ebook, templates, assessments, or a glimpse of your, or if you are into physical products, then you will have to give some offer, discounted offer or something. Okay, physical products. Okay, or you have to give them a demo of your product to make it interesting for them. You know, some knowledge sharing as a give. Okay, so some knowledge sharing, whatever, it need not be a digital product, you can have a physical product. So for example, in my jewelry showroom, the lead magnet for us is we tell them how to buy solitaires, what will help them make save cost, how to, what are the 4 C's of diamond. Okay, so the 4 C's of diamond are cut, color, clarity, and carat. Just like that, there are 4 C's of the online world also. Okay, catchy, compelling, converting, content. Okay, catchy, compelling, converting, content. These are the 4 C's of your online world. So compelling, what makes your content compelling? Okay, and all these are the furniture of your online office. Catchy, compelling, converting, content. These are the furnitures of your online office, fixtures and furnitures. Okay, so catchy headline, first to opening sentence, because your home page is the most visited page and it is very important to furnish it properly, right? So what you need to do there, lead magnets, which is another thing, right? Apart from that, how to make your content compelling. The content becomes compelling when you are solving a problem, when you are addressing a need. That means you must have clarity on the problem you are solving in the market. So if you are aware of the problem you are solving in the market and how your target audience will benefit by your solution, and if you are able to merge the pain and the problem and the aspiration of your customers into few sentences or few bullet points or into just one question, it becomes a compelling content. Make sense? For example, merge, like, it should have the pain element as well as the gain element, right? So would you like to learn how to create and sell online courses even if you feel tech challenged without having to spend a fortune? Is that a compelling statement? Is that a compelling statement? Thank you so much, Sandeep ji. Yes, right? So for that, you must know what is the problem. First of all, what is the problem in the market, and for who is facing that problem? That is your target audience. What is your solution? How will your solution be unique? And then how will your target audience benefit? What is the gain they are going to get? So I call it the PA statement: pain and aspiration. Pa, okay? Pain and aspiration in one sentence. Pain as well as aspiration in one sentence. I gave you an example right now, right? So you must also have so when you are able to create this PA statement, okay, you will also be able to deliver your unique value proposition. Most of the time, most of the people provide a lot of value, but they are unable to communicate that value. So for example, shipping charges waived off is a value. Okay, 100% money back guarantee is a value. Easy and simple is a value. These are very powerful words that attract your target audience, right? So what is the value your product or services bring into the life of your customers? For example, there are many tools, autoresponders, right? There are many autoresponders, but MailChimp's, I think MailChimp's title is easy messaging, easy email newsletter. I think that is their easy email newsletter. Now someone who does not have any marketing knowledge, who does not have any technical expertise, they find it easy to use. So easy becomes a value because there are some 7 8 tools. For example, Zoom, we have Demio, we have Webinar Jam, GoToMeeting. There are so many broadcast systems, right? But what differs is the simplicity and a simplicity of use for someone who is non-technical. If you are a non-technical person, you will like to have a software which is self-explanatory, intuitive, and easy to do. You wouldn't like a system who makes you need to spend 10 minutes to understand how to download the leads, right? So what is the value? Your unique value proposition also becomes a part of your office, online office address. Okay, so catchy, compelling, converting. This value proposition is the converting content, and content itself, it should be relevant content, not what you have to offer. It's what people need. The language should be what they need, what's in it for them. I review many websites in my programs and I see all the content is I do this, I do this, this is what you keep on talking about what you do. Of course, that is important, but people are not looking at that. People are looking at what's in it for them with what you do. So the whole communication has to be referred, should be in alignment with what your target audience wants. That becomes a relevant content. So content is king. No, relevant content is king. And how do you make the content relevant? By sharing with people what they want to hear, not what you want to say. For example, if I say, I will be giving you a free template. Okay, I am giving you a free template, is my statement. Versus I say, you will get a free headline, catchy headline generating template. You will get versus I will give. That's a very, very powerful insight which happened in our 30-day challenge that I have some of my 30-day people are here. So I want to share that because it's a very powerful statement. I will give versus you will get. What's in it for them? How people read the words. Words carry vibration, words have power. Words are making or breaking your sales. Right? So that is your online office